Hello, I would like to invite you all to join the course where we will read the Sanskrit text called Yogayājñavalkya. I am delighted that Yogic Studies invited me again to share my knowledge with you. Last year I taught a course on yogic body, and I really enjoyed the teaching. It has been a great experience for me. So many of you already know me, but for those who don't, I should briefly introduce myself. My name is Ludomír Ondračka. I am from Prague, Czech Republic, but now I live in Oxford because I recently joined Balliol College as a research fellow. I assume that the majority of you know the work of James Mallinson, in my opinion, the greatest expert on the history of yoga. Or you may even have taken one of his course offered by Yogic Studies. And now we are colleagues with Jim at the same college, which is, of course, exciting for me. Briefly about my background. First, I studied mathematical modeling, then nuclear physics, and after the collapse of the communist regime in 1989, I studied Indology and religious studies at Charles University in Prague. So I was basically trained as a philologist, learning a number of Indian languages, but I try to support my textual studies with ethnographic research, because I spent about 7 years in India, and so I have quite enough experience with living Indian religions. I have two main areas of research. The first is the culture and religious history of Bengal, or more precisely, Bengali-speaking areas, where I work mainly with sources in Bengali, naturally, and especially in Middle Bengali. The second area of my research is the history of yoga, particularly Hatha Yoga, where I work mainly with Sanskrit texts. And that is exactly what we are going to do in our course. First, brief information about the text. Yogayājñavalkya is a Sanskrit work on yoga, composed perhaps in the 14th century, but this is not sure. And as its title suggests, it is ascribed to the famous Vedic sage Yajnavalkya. Here he explains the yoga teachings to his wife Gargi, which is quite unusual because, as you perhaps know, there are not many women in Sanskrit yogic texts and works. Yogayājñavalkya has around 500 verses, composed in rather simple Sanskrit, which is quite typical for these works, that are divided into 12 chapters. So it's a relatively long text. Its material is framed within the Ashtanga Yoga system, but this has no relation to Patanjali and his Yoga Shastra. In fact, Yogayājñavalkya teaches various Hatha yogic techniques based on the tantric concepts of the body. So we will find here large sections on pranayama and nadis and nadi shodhana, purification of nadis, and kundalini, etc. Those of you who are somehow related to any of the yoga lineage associated with Tirumalai Krishna Machara may perhaps heard about this text because Krishna Machara regarded Yogayājñavalkya as one of the most significant yoga works. And he was particularly fond of Yogayājñavalkya passages on Kundalini and its role in yogic practice. Now about our course, at least a few words. We will have 12 sessions. The first one will be an introduction into the text. So I will briefly talk about its date, place of origin, religious background, relation to other texts that we will see is an important issue, available editions and translations. And I will also present its general structure. And then, beginning with the second session, we will read the text. And you will have first the critical edition in Devanagari script, then its plain or simple electronic version in the Roman script, and English translation produced by A.G. Mohan, a student of Krishna Machara. And during the reading sessions, I will give you my own new and highly literal translation. And of course, I will also comment on the content whenever necessary. As I said, the text is rather long, 500 verses, and I would like to cover the whole text, but I'm not sure whether we will manage to do it. This will become clear after the first few reading sessions. Okay, that's it. I am very much looking forward to meet you soon. Goodbye.